Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 Build a Nation story from Bangor City with me, Daniel. It's part 39 today and we are back for our second home game in our debut group stage effort in the Europa Conference, and we are facing Ukrainian side Zorya, first v second, and it's very tense, it's very tight. We've got injury problems, we've got transfer news, we've got loads going on and off the pitch, and we're absolutely flying in the defence of our title. It's starting to become a builder nation now, and we need to help the other sides catch up. So if you're looking forward to all of that, one big game to come in Europe today, as well as Connah's Quay in the Premier League as well. They're second at the moment and flying high. If you're looking forward to it, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content. We had the head coach yesterday with a massive European tie in that one as well. And it's a mirror image here, but a very different level, a very different competition. And Bangor City are trying to make history. So thank you for all your support with these two series and of course the live streams as well. The podcast channel in the eye above has just gone past 800 subscribers. So thank you to everyone that's gone over and tried that too. If you haven't yet, all the playlists are in the eye above. But before we go and get into the fixtures, let's talk about transfers, because one player came in, I think during the last episode, it was just before, Daniel Williams. He's really starting to get settled in now, just coming up to fitness. He's gradually getting there, and I feel like he's going to be a great addition. So that's a real positive for us. Ousmane Diop went out on loan, of course, not much happened since then. But there is a little bit of unrest in the squad. If we go and take a look at it, Jack Bolton unhappy because we dropped him to a squad player. The same for Alex Reid, who was fifth choice centre-half if nothing else. Probably the youngster Ryan Hughes, not quite as well rated as him, but performs better. Hock and Hole solid. There was no real place for Reid, and I thought he'd be the easiest to loan out. But as it turns out, that's not the case. If we have a look at the schedule though, we've had loads of games since the last episode, and they've gone very well. One defeat, that in Europe of course, we expected that away at Utrecht. We beat Conwy 9-1 in the MG Cup though, that was a real big success. We've got lower league opposition in the quarters as well, so perhaps the backup team could go all the way there. Dexter Harness got a double hat-trick, not scored many others aside from that. Jake Taylor, Paul Glatzel and Ian Brooks with one apiece for a heavily rotated side. A 4-1 win at home to Cardiff Met Uni. We did fall behind before a Max Dean hat-trick and one from Joe Duffy. The 4-3 defeat in Utrecht saw a Max Dean brace and a Glatzel consolation before a 2-0 win against Newtown with a Joe Duffy brace, a 2-1 win against Haverfordwest with Joe Duffy amongst the scorers again. Incidentally in that one, Cameron Badebo got his first league goal of his career before a 3-0 win at Carmarthen, a Ben Cottrell penalty and a Joe Duffy brace, and then back-to-back 4-0 wins. First at home to Barry with a Jake Taylor brace included, and then away at Sefton Druids with Taylor getting the last again. And despite his unhappiness, Alex Reid came off the bench and scored in that one, alongside Glatzel and Harness, who desperately needed goals. So the man you might have found missing this month is Max Dean, and that unfortunately is because he's got an injury. He's been out a few weeks. We're looking forward to him coming back because he's a big scorer and a big player. 4 starts in the league, 11 goals. Absolutely astounding. 9 in 7 in the Europa Conference and 2 in 2 in the Champions League. Alex Reid's out with a knock as well. Of course, Daniel Williams cup tied for the European matches. We'll add him into the squad in January. But the opponents tonight, Zorya, a big opposition. We've got stuff to talk about off the pitch, an improvement to the junior coaching and the youth recruitment. Unfortunately, for some reason, the board wouldn't let us have increased facilities. I don't know what's caused that, because we've got 3.5 million in the bank. But they're still holding us back. They're still trying to be a little club. And unfortunately, that's something we're going to have to fight against, even with this new owner. So let's go through to the team selection. It's our strongest possible available team today. It's Gregor Zabret in goal, Vaughan and Jarrett the fullbacks with Badebo and Press as centre-half. Benson, Taylor, Brooks and Cottrell the midfield 4. I keep experimenting with Cottrell as the attacking midfielder. It's something we've done with great success in the head coach with Hibs. We talked about it last episode, so I'm going to stick with that again here. And then Joe Duffy alongside Paul Glatzel up top. Max Dean recovering, I'm sure he'll be back soon, but not in time for this one. And as a result, we've got the likes of Harness, Connah on the bench, a few rotated options. But it's going to be a difficult test. I mean, the Utrecht side we faced featured an experienced Wijnaldum and a few other players of that ilk. Malyazev is the key man for Zorya. He is a quality midfielder worth £5 million. If we go and have a look at the rest of the team, he's the only one that's not greyed out. I'm just seeing if there's any youngsters in the squad. There's not there. So let's look at the level of these senior players. The keeper's probably a bit better than us. Oh, wow. So even the greyed out players there, you can see that is a big step up. There's a few that aren't quite as good, but generally it's a much better side than ours. So let's go and test these lads. Let me know what you think the score will be below. And fingers crossed we can at least hold them, at least put up a fight and try and get a bit more prize money coming in from these ties. There we go then. Malyachev, the man we've got to close down. We're going to talk to the boys, tell them to put on a worthy display. We've been getting a lot of credit because we've been winning every league match, but that's not a huge surprise at the moment. We're going to drop to balance just for the start of this one so we don't get overrun in the middle. And with the away games looking a lot more difficult, this home one becomes crucial. Probably the star team in the group are the others Utrecht, so that's going to be difficult. So this one's one we've really got to get a result from if we want to get through. Having said that, we're all on 3 points pretty much at the moment, so let's go and have a look at how we do. As the long ball's cleared away, as far as the left wing, into Koshalev up front, and that is a good start. 17 seconds for Zorya, and they take the lead here at the racecourse. Not exactly what we were looking for, and this is a step up from Ludogorets. I think that's fair to say. Let's hope it gets a bit better than this. I don't think we're helped at all by the fact they're playing a flat 4-4-2, which is sort of the kryptonite of the narrow diamond. Certainly has been in this save anyway. As they're playing out from the back, they do go all the way to the keeper, but they look really comfortable on the ball and we're not able to really lay a glove on them. The long kick's intercepted by Jarrett. We're missing that Max Dean presence up there, that work rate, those interceptions off the front man, just the sort of fox in the box mentality. It's just not there. Though Taylor nicks it in the middle for Duffy. He finds Brooks in the middle. Just does well to spin on it there and beats the midfielder. Finds Jarrett on the left. Through ball to Glatzel. He's in 1-on-1. And Paul Glatzel has scored. 6 minutes on the clock. Bangor City are level. Bangor 1, Zorya 1. I didn't see that coming in the first 5. As it stands, every team in the group back on 4 points. It's going to be one of those so tight to the finish. And that's why I think if we can win the 3 home games, get to 9 points, I honestly believe we'll get through in this group because everyone's taking points off each other. But it's easier said than done as they're in from a corner again, headed just over the bar. How are the match stats looking? We have had a slightly better of it in terms of shots on target, possessions even, the expected goals is almost identical. So we're definitely competing with these sides, and that's a massive plus moving forward. As we come over halfway with Brooks and Taylor again, into Cottrell the number 10. Brooks running off him, 3-on-4 momentarily. Brooks goes alone and shoots, and he's straight into the arms of Kucherov. The shot was straight down his throat, but we're starting to get on top. And fingers crossed, in the second half we can nick a winner. As we try and hold on to half-time first. A poor clearance into midfield to Malyachev, and he's out to the left wing. This is where their first goal came from. They switched the play to Maschenko at right back, and he's beaten the fullback easily. Jarrett can't stop him. Does block the cross though. Excellent work there. Tushak comes forward on the right hand side. Inside to midfield. We're getting the pressure on, but we've not nicked it back yet. Cottrell slides in there, just got beaten to it, and we don't want to lose our shape as Taylor tries to hold them up. Again, they come out with the ball though. Koshalev in, Zabret in no man's land, and thankfully it goes wide. The keeper is definitely the next area to improve. But at half-time, it's Bangor City 1, Ukrainian side Zorya 1. And I certainly have taken that before the match. We'll tell the boys to keep it up. We'll get into the second half. We've just got to make the chances count, as we've got a throw with Ethan Vaughan on the right. He gives it into Joe Duffy. It's been a good game as well, end-to-end entertainment, as Vaughan picks it up yet again. Time on the ball, cuts inside to Cottrell. The number 10 trying to create something with Duffy to Brooks. Glatzel back to Benson, the safe option. Over the top to Glatzel, just overcooked. And he's forced wide on the left. Gets his crossing though, Cottrell loses out in the air. And Koshalev brings it away. Jarrett nicks it off him though. Plays a 1-2 with Brooks. Into Benson, the tip of that diamond at the back. Just spraying the balls as Badebo tries to. It's headed away from Glatzel. And that's probably the other thing. He's not quite as good in the air as Max Dean. Certainly not in the jump. And that is costing us a little. As Benson nicks it back again. My worry is, as you know, it's been a very long highlight. But the long ball puts Duffy in. He has to score. He hits it straight at the keeper. Rebound, no. And he snuck it in. Joe Duffy, 17th for the season. Bangor City 2. Zorya 1. The keeper beating at his near post. No help from the defenders. And with Ludogorets taking the lead as well, there's a little bit of daylight between us two and the others. 2-1 to Bangor City at the hour mark. And if we can hold on, this could be spectacular. As Zabret takes a short goal kick from the back. Out to even press. Lovely long ball forward towards Glatzel, though he does lose out in the air, and it falls for Koshalev. Scored that goal early on, back to Maschenko. And here's Tukak at right back. Inside to centre midfield. A little bit too much time on the ball for my liking, and they've released the right winger as well. The cross is in, it's not good from the defence, but Press gets the block in, Badebo combines to clear, and third time lucky, Jarrett backheels it away, and out for a throw-in on the right. We'll take it, with 25 to go, we're still ahead, but it's far from easy at the moment, so I don't want to say it's wrapped up just yet. I'm not sure we can call it a one game. Utrecht and Ludogorets are level again, so 4 points apiece for them at the moment. And let's go and make some changes. I'm going to bring on Hankin for Vaughan because Vaughan is on a yellow card. I'm going to take Brooks off, who's been average, for Luca Cannell. They're probably our two best subs in truth. The rest are a sort of standard below. Maybe Cottrell could compete. Maybe Quay could do a job as the ball winner. But he's not as good on the ball. And that's something we've got to worry about too. Benson's been okay, but Quay will come on. 10 minutes remaining. It's a corner kick for the Ukrainians. It's Mashenko's ball in, headed against the woodwork. Jake Taylor hacks it out for a throw-in. Oh, it's going to be a tense finish. It really is. It's Timu Pukki who got the equaliser for Utrecht. Another one of the well-known names in that team. And with 4 minutes of stoppage time to go, you know what's coming. Time wasting all the time. Being more disciplined. Slowing the pace down. Regrouping when we lose possession. Just edging that pressing intensity back. Just reducing that line of engagement. And with 3 minutes of stoppages to go, we are on the cusp of a second famous home victory. And Bangor City have done it. Goals from Glatzel and Duffy. Dean's presence was missed, but his goal-scoring streak wasn't. 2-1 against Zorya. A wonderful win. And with 3 games gone at the halfway stage, albeit with 2 of them at home, we are top of our Europa Conference group. We said when we got the draw, maybe it wasn't the headline names we were hoping for, but it might have given us a chance to get through. What a moment, what a performance. And we'll be back in a moment for domestic action. Hopefully that one's a bit more convincing, a bit more enjoyable. But it's first v second, Bangor v Connah's Quay, and hopefully we can wrap up the title early, because this run could well go on a while in Europe. We're back for Sunday's game against Connah's Quay. It's very tight behind us in the Welsh Premier League, and the teams that get second and third probably is quite important this year, given the finances. Carmarthen obviously did well last year. They're really struggling after the European run pre-season. TNS are back up there. Barrytown United doing better. And in Cardiff, Met Union, Connah's Quay. I guess the clubs that have traditionally challenged in the early years. Max Dean's not quite fit for us. Alex Reid is just about. And we've got the benefit after this one of a week off, because Kef and Albion will play the reserves against in the Cup. So the next first team game will be TNS. And then even then, we've got that and Zorya, then a week off. So hopefully that will help too. It really is starting to look quite good for us. I'm a bit worried about the back-to-back away games in Europe, but maybe Ludogorets could be a crucial one because we battered them at home. It wasn't close. And with Utrecht on the final day, who we ran close in their place, I'm feeling slightly more confident now. But let's go and get into this game because it's going to be a strong side as possible. But we may need to weaken it slightly just to make sure no one with a big heavy match load is playing. So that includes Jarrett at left back, Jake Taylor in centre mid and Paul Glatzel up front. So in terms of our 11 today, I'm probably going to take Brooks out as well. We'll play with Cannell and Williams in the middle, just starting to form a little bond in there. We haven't got Dean back fit, so it will be Harness up front with Duffy. And at left back, of course, Jack Bolton the backup. What that does mean for the bench is we're going to have Kieran Clark. We'll bring in Hughes for Hockenhull as well for the youngsters. We'll put Glatzel on there just so we've got a striker in case. And then between Brooks, Pixley and Coyle, I think they'll cover the midfield areas. So that's as strong as we can be. It's not a bad team to be fair. Even Press is dropping in quality in comparison. So perhaps he's someone we'll look to replace in the next window. Maybe have him as a backup centre-half, sell on the likes of Hockenhull and Reid. I don't know yet, but that's the lineup we've gone for. Is that 4 changes? Harness, Bolton, Williams, Cannell, and out go Jarrett, Brooks, Taylor, and Glatzel. Glatzel stays on the bench, as does Brooks. The other 2 rested from the squad entirely. Connah's Quay v Bangor City, it should be another win, but they're a dangerous side. We don't want to get complacent, and we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We've still got the title to wrap up. We've got to do it early, because if we go on a European run, we get to the latter stages of the Cup. We want to prioritise those things without harming the league. So in we go to it, Connah's Quay v Bangor City. Let's hope this one's a bit more comfortable, a bit more relaxing to finish off. But maybe not early on, because there's 4 minutes on the clock. Collins has just turned the fullback and got into the box. McLennan's ball in is blocked and Vaughan can bring it away. Can we get on the counter here? Ethan Vaughan charging down the right, no pressure on him. Over the top towards Duffy, he's in one-on-one. It's a brilliant sliding challenge from Allen. Gets enough on it to deflect it wide into the side netting. And we've got a corner kick as Williams will take it. Outswinger from the right-footed midfielder. Not really headed away, more down into his defender's path. But we're back with a quarter of the game gone and Ethan Vaughan has a throw on the right to Duffy. We're just trying to get a little bit of rhythm in our play. Not the most happy side there as Cottrell gets in behind again. We've kept him on that attacking midfielder role. It's not really worked out. So I'm going to demand a bit more. Try and fire some of them up. It doesn't appear to be going too well yet, although that might change the game. Ethan Vaughan lunged down. Awful tackle from McLellan. And it's a red card. With an hour to go, we've got to dominate this now. As Williams plays a 1-2 with Vaughan into Cottrell. Loses out in the air. Back to Williams. Connah out to Ethan Vaughan. Right byline. Into Harness. 1-0 to Connah's Quay. 1-0 to Bangor City even. What on earth am I on about? Dexter Harness gets the header in. And we lead away from home. We've got the extra man as well. And we'll get a chance to rest 3 later on. Excellent first half so far. And we're coming forward again. Ethan Vaughan to Duffy. Regular combination out there to Williams. Chance to get it in the box. Goes back to Connah instead. Plays a 1-2 with Benson. 2 overlapping. Bolton's one of them. Plays a 1-2. They're keeping it between them. Do they want to involve anyone else? Here is Connah. Back to Benson eventually. We're just keeping the ball at the moment. No real rush. And Vaughan goes on the right. Lovely ball in. Just over hit for Duffy. Couldn't quite get there. Picks it up on the left though. Cross towards Cottrell. That's cleared away as far as Benson. Williams finds Ethan Vaughan. Edge of the box. Chance to shoot. Second time lucky. Hits the crossbar after a brilliant fingertip. And he's cleared away for a throw-in. We've got another free kick on the left though. Benson will deliver. In swinger. Goes short to Cottrell. And he's got a chance to run on his weaker foot. Goes inside though on his left. Finds Harness. And he's straight at the keeper. Another poor effort wasted. Another good opportunity. And it remains 1-0 as we approach half-time. Connah's Quay going to be chasing the rest of it. But while it's 1-0, you never know. We're going to talk to the lads. We will, of course, tell them to keep going. We can get a result here because they're down to 10 men. And fingers crossed, they respond to that in a second. 64 minutes on the clock. We've got a free kick here at the back. Just want to get that second so we can start to make changes. We've got Cottrell who's a bit tired. A few not playing that well. As Duffy goes in, hits the outside of the post. Harness had turned provider that time. But it wasn't quite enough. So let's make some changes. In attacking midfield, we're going to replace Ben Cottrell with... I think Mitch Pixley's the best option. So he's going to come on there. Potentially Connah looking apprehensive. We might take him off for Ian Brooks. And then in defence, Jack Bolton's the one who's struggling. So Kieran Clark could come on at left back. Does score the odd long thunderbolt. We've seen that already in one of the episodes. So let's go for it again. 10 minutes left on the clock. And you've got to say, Connah's Quay have fought admirably here. Still only 1-0 as we get it on the right with Ethan Vaughan. Back into Benson. Time on the ball to Brooks. Can we just find that bit of quality? Williams to Clark. Loves a thunderbolt. He's not got the chance though. Oh, has he? Oh, he's done it again. Kieran Clark, the left back. He is the worst rated player in the squad. But he's got a 2 rating for long shots, combined with takes long shots on all the time. And that is a weird combination, but it is working for us. Everyone seems to go in. And it's 2-0 to Bangor City, and it's basically wrapped up now. As Watts gets the ball on the left, switches to Granger. Clark trying to turn defender this time. Collins gets in behind from the long ball, and it's blocked out to Granger on the right. Clark will close him down, the goal scorer. The cross still comes in though, and Shaw loses out to Vaughan in the air. Out as far as Rogers, the defensive left back. And he picks it up and has to turn back. Tries to chip it forward. Shaw flicks on. Collins is in here. Poor defending. And it's 2-1. Badebo lost his man there. Had a good game aside from that. But that's not the best bit of work. 2-1. And against 10 men, we got some thinking to do. We get towards 4 minutes of stoppage time. And we're under a bit of pressure here. I'm a little bit concerned as Collins gets in again. He scored again, has he? No. Zabret's fingertip just enough. And then the offside flag goes up. We dropped to balanced as we go into stoppage time, but there was a lot of complacency and a lot of concern in that performance. A very good result, another win on the road, but a little bit of an alarm bell ringing there. Connah's Quay stay 4th, is very tight behind us, but I think it's pretty fair to say we're going to win the title now. We win the game, it was a little bit unorthodox, 2-2-1 wins in this episode, and we will be back in mid-December. Utrecht the opponents at home in the final Europa Conference game. If of course we've got a miracle and we can qualify the game before, we'll show you the Ludogorets one as well. But my word, are we making a fist of it in Europe. What an effort. What a difference it's going to make to the coefficient. Don't forget in qualifying, TNS got through a round. Carmarthen got through 2 rounds. So we really have pushed the boat out this year. We've seen in other saves that TNS have managed to make it to the Europa Conference group stages. We need them to support us as the other pro side here. So hopefully this year will be the turning point for them. But if you did enjoy this episode, that big double header, and of course our continued sensational progress in Europe, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. You'll get alerts as daily FM21 content releases from 2 long-term stories. Plenty of European action to come from this one and the head coach as well. And our live stream series continues twice a week. So pop in and say hi. We've got plenty of fun, plenty of football chat. And I do appreciate all your support with them. Talking of football chat, you can catch up with a podcast channel in the eye above. Loads of content up there, including our latest interview with Bangor City fan Matthew Tipton. And he talks about his favourite game, which involves this wonderful club. As well as, of course, being Portadown manager, playing in the EFL under the likes of Paul Ince and Neil Warnock. He's got plenty of fun stories to tell. So do go and give that one a try in the eye above. But before that, a massive thank you for your continued support. The love on this series has been fantastic. And I can't wait to get going again. A big decisive game in Europe next time out. And I hope you'll join me for it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.